Cole's ball in. It's still loose, and it's Lita!
Here's McIntyre, goes past a couple, into the box, get the shot up, yes! We're on Wembley! After the ball in,
Oh, what a chance here! They've done it! Podolak!
Lefondre looking to get Gonzalo Font. Lefondre away from David! 3-1 Reading! 3 points Reading!
Hello and welcome to the post-match reaction to our 1-1 draw at the City Ground. A really frustrating day, but we come away with a point and we're also now 5 points clear of 7th spot. Alex, what do you make of that game today?
Honestly, it's a mix of frustration and relief, right? Like 1 point gained or 2 points dropped. That is really a difficult question to ask today. Really pleased to see Mate back on the score sheet and back firing again. Disappointed that, as Ed said, we've had so many chances in that game, and we just really failed to take them because on the other day we could have won that game 3 or 4-1, I think. Yeah,
I don't think if Lucas João has his kind of like shooting boots on, no worse than in the first half. I mean, he's brilliant outside the box, but in the box today, it just wasn't working for him. But that miss in the first half, I don't know how that didn't go in at all. I can't work it out in my head.
Well, it looks like he's really just stumbled into the ball, hasn't he? And the ball's just rolled the wrong way and hit the post. And I mean, it's once you see that kind of thing happen, you just think, well, it's just one of those days, isn't it? But thankfully, they've got Bryce Samba in goal, and what's that, like the third game in a row now where we've seen Bryce Samba really screw up against us, and thankfully we've managed to pick up another point. I think, what is that, the third game, 3 games out of 4 now where we've drawn against Forest 1-1 as well.
Yeah, no, it could be worse situation. We have gained that, obviously, as Ed points out here. Unbeaten in 4, and we're 5 points clear now of 7. So it's not a disaster. Yeah. It's frustrating because we did actually play well, which going forward in the season, that's a positive sign. I think there's lots of positives to take today, apart from the defending for the Forest goal, which was not great at all.
No, Richards has really just been bullied, hasn't he? I think he's kind of been found out a bit out of position as Amiobi picks up the ball, and he's tried to get back, and he's just been out-muscled on the ball. And once Amiobi's through, it's basically a very simple cut across the goal, and I think Holmes knocks it in eventually for the goal. But that was very frustrating defending to see. But going forwards, as Ed says, Yidam was very, very good. He got a lot of space on that right-hand side, and Richards did, especially in the first half on the left. I feel like if we'd had Mate and Ajaria playing those wide positions today, would we have managed to put away more chances, because there was so much space there for them.
Yeah, we'll talk about chances. The one that wasn't really working for today was George Puskas. He has that great opportunity just after Forest score. He's through on goal, 8 yards out maybe, and just skies it over the bar.
It's a pretty poor finish from a player who, I think we've come to expect better finishing from. It's probably it's unfortunate because we've got a player who's not had a great performance in terms of his finishing in Lucas João today, and you really hope that if Lucas João has a bad game, then that Puskás can step up and put one of those chances away. And when he doesn't, it's going to make it very difficult for us to get enough goals to win.
Yeah, I think it was the right decision to substitute him today. He did create a chance just before he actually got substituted, but playing that ball across the box, nobody again getting on the end of it. I thought it was going to be one of those days when we were going to lose 1-0. So for me, I feel kind of slightly relieved that we've managed to get something from it.
Yeah, having just seen Watford score in the last minute at Cardiff as well, and obviously Watford are above us, I do think that probably now puts any faint dream that anyone might have had at the top 2, that probably puts it to bed now. You've got to now be thinking, if Reading get enough points against Cardiff, Barnsley, and our next 2 games, we should be okay for the playoffs, Andy. But it's really going to be critical that we get 3 points in midweek against Birmingham, because they are on a torrid run of form, and we should be putting them away.
Yeah, we should be. So thanks a lot for joining us. And if you join us on the watch along, cheers for that. We will be back with more content soon. I'll be recording the podcast with Alex and Jack in a minute. So that will be up in a couple of hours, probably about an hour or so. So cheers. Have a good evening. And a point is better than losing.